What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's video, I just want to say if you're a fan of those legends of the game, I would definitely recommend subscribing to the channel because that's all I focus on. Also, guys, if this is content that you enjoy, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd posterize that like button. And let me know in the comments below, guys, the build that you would like to see me do on a legend of the game. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. So, guys, today we're doing another request build, and this one comes from Jordan Fleming. And he's wanting us to do a Jerome Kersey build, which I'm sure a lot of you guys that may not have even seen Jerome Kersey play. I will tell you this, guys. You know, if you've never seen him play, go check out some of his highlights. He was a really, really good player. And I know that, you know, even though he wanted to, he won a ring with the Spurs. Whenever I think of Jerome Kersey, I think of Portland, especially that early '90s Portland team that had, him, Porter, Drexler, Duckworth, Robinson, Williams, those guys. I don't know. It's just I liked everyone on that team. I felt like that was a really, really good squad. And Kersey is he's very underrated. I feel like because even when people mention greatest trailblazers of all time, I mean you'll have people mention Walton, of course, Drexler. That they may mention Brandon Roy or Dame. But guys, I really think Jerome Kersey was one of those players that he wasn't. I would never say that he was the most talented player that was always on the court. But when it comes to a guy that just did everything that he could, that he was capable of doing to win a game, I really think that's Jerome Kersey. He was kind of like he was a lot like Dennis Rodman, right? He had a motor that just wouldn't quit. He would hustle really, really good. He was good on the defensive end. He was good at rebounding. But he was just to me he was just a better finisher. And it's crazy that you've got so many people that remember Rodman. And I know it was because Rodman won, those rings, and he's got Defensive Player of the Year awards and things like that. But I mean, early on, Kersey was showing that. I think his best season he was right at around 20 points per game, which I know that may not sound like a lot, but during that time with the pace of the game and things, almost 20 points per game was pretty decent. I mean, um, it wasn't anything to laugh at. It was pretty good production for that time, and the fact that he also brought pretty good defense and rebounding ability, it made him a really, really good small forward. I feel he would, and in today's game he would make a really, really good power forward. I do believe that. Now, guys, I mean, look, there's several different pie charts that you could use for this. I mean, if you're someone that you're like, well, Kersey did have a bit of a mid-range game, so I want that. You could go the mostly finishing with with a little bit less shooting, and you'll have that mid-range game. But I'm just not going to do that build because you lose too much on the defensive end. You could certainly do this build as well. I feel like this would be a good one. The Hall of Fame finishing and Hall of Fame defense. You could also go the mostly defense with a little bit less finishing. That's good as well. The one that I'm going to go with though is the mostly finishing with a little bit less defense. I really liked how this build played, and in all honesty, guys, I mean that they all all of the ones that incorporated finishing and defense, they all play very similar. I just like the abilities of this one a little bit better. So you could do either one of those, and they're gonna turn out pretty similar. Like I said, it's personal preference with this one. So of course with this, guys, we're going to max out our close shot, our driving layup, our driving dunk, and our standing dunk. Now, if you're someone that you want that mid range, you could put that on here, as well as if you're someone that you play My Career and you need that free throw shooting, or if you play the rec and you need that free throw shooting, you could put that on here as well. We're going to max out our pass accuracy and our ball handling also. Then we're going to go ahead and max out our perimeter defense, our lateral quickness, our steal, of course our block, and then our defensive rebounding, and we'll put this on our offensive rebounding. Now, if you go this route, guys, this is what you're going to get. Now, if you're someone that, you're not going to worry too much about that mid-range shot, I would go ahead and just take this down. I would put this here, and then I would put these remaining 15 here just to get those 8 playmaking badges. Now, you can put it on interior defense as well if you plan on playing this at the 4. But if you keep it at the small forward, guys, I would just go with these because you want those playmaking badges, right? And if you just don't play, the rec or my career, I would just go ahead and do this, and then I would just put these other 6 here because I don't think. Let's see, if you put them here, you don't get another finishing badge. So I would just put them, here. So yeah, if you don't need the free throw shooting, guys, just put that on post control and then put the rest on your interior defense. But if you need the free throw, just go ahead and take this down and then take this down to 49. And then, just max out your free throw shooting. Well, we'll get there in a moment. So it depends on how you need this, guys, right? We'll just go ahead and we'll go this route because I know a lot of you that do these builds, you don't play anything that requires free throw shooting. Body type doesn't matter. It's personal preference. We'll go with built, and then we'll go 6'7", 215. Now, guys, anytime you're doing a build that's focusing on finishing and defense, I just feel like it's a no-brainer. Just go ahead and max out that wingspan because you're only going to lose one on your ball handling. But if you look at this, guys, once you get this build maxed out, right, you're going to have a close shot of 96. You're going to have a driving layup of 88. You're going to have a driving dunk of 99 as well as a standing dunk of 99. You're going to have really good pass accuracy at 77. You're going to have a 74 ball control and a 74 post control. You're going to have a 90 perimeter defense, 88 lateral quickness, 91 steal. You're going to have a 80 block, a 81 offensive rebound, and an 84 defensive rebound. So, it just makes the most sense, right? Because what you give up for this, because you're not going to be shooting threes with this build. So you're only going to be losing that one little tick on your ball handling. And you gain all of that. Now, if you wanted to, you could keep it here. And that's perfectly fine. But, I just feel like anytime you do these builds, I just feel like that's the smart thing to do, right? You just max out that wingspan because it gives you pluses across the board for things that you're going to want. So now for your takeover, guys, if you play this at the 4, I would definitely say go glass cleaner. I just feel like that would help you out a great deal. If you want that perimeter lockdown, that's one that I love to play with, guys. But finisher to me, or slasher, I should say, it's such an overpowered takeover that I have to go with it. And of course, you built a 2-way finisher, and we'll go in and we'll look at some badges, guys, and I'll show you the badges that I went with, and then. Of course, these are just more or less suggestions. It's not something that you necessarily have to go with. But because when I played this, I played it kind of like a hybrid, right? So, you want fearless finisher. I like limitless takeoff. I like fast twitch. I like grace under pressure. I like posterizer. For the last one, guys, it really just depends on you, right? What do you want? Mouse in the house is good if you get switched off on guards a lot. Lob City, if you've got a good point guard. Rise Up, if which is the one that I use, and that's just because, like I said, I played it like a hybrid build. So I wanted, I played it at the 4 as well as the small forward, and it just makes it. This just, as it says, it makes it easier to dunk when you're under the basket. And, that hybrid, it really helped. Now, with this, you could do Hot Zone Hunter or you could do Slippery Off Ball. I really like Slippery Off Ball just because it helps you get those offensive rebounds. Now, for these 12 playmaking badges, guys, you've got a lot to work with here. Of course, we want glue hands. We want quick first step. Unpluckable is a good one. Space Creator is another good one.
If you like to, if you want that playmaking aspect, I would say go with Bullet Passer. I don't know. I just like Space Creator with this build, guys. It gets you that a little bit of additional space to get around your defender and get to the basket. I feel like it works really, really well with this build. And then you've got 22 defensive badges, guys. Of course, we want to go clamps, hustler, guys. I really like hustler. I think it's a really, really good one. Interceptor, intimidator. Of course, you want rebound chaser. You want rim protector. Both of those are good. Now, also, I do like box and I like brick wall. Um, you know, and brick wall is very underrated, guys, especially if you're someone that you set a lot of picks and things. Because if you look at that, it increases the effectiveness of screens, and it's also if you play in the post a lot, it's tough to back you down in the post, and it drains the energy from opponents on physical contact. So, it's got a lot of good pluses there. Now, this is only if you're going to be playing this as a hybrid. If you're going to keep it at small forward, I feel like chase down artist would be a good one. Maybe even ankle braces just in case you get switched off on a guard, off ball pass, pick dodger. Those would all be good as well. It's how you play it, guys. With these badges, it depends on how you play it. But yeah, there you have it, guys. I feel like this is a really, really good Jerome Kersey build. Like I said, there's other pie charts that you can use, but I feel like this one was the best. And again, I want to thank Jordan Fleming for, making this request. Jerome Kersey, guys, he was one of my favorite players, especially from the early 90s, and especially on that Portland team that I feel like they don't get the love that they deserve. That was a really, really good team all around. And it's just he was a big part of that team. And yeah, they were fun to watch, guys. I know they didn't win a ring, but they were still a really, really good team. And it's hard to win a ring, right? When you look at that, not only in the West when they had, because before that they had to deal with Magic and that Lakers squad, and then they had that young Phoenix Suns, they had the Houston Rockets, which had Akeem. You still had Utah that Stockton and Malone. So I mean, there was a lot of good teams that they had to go up against on a regular basis. That made it hard coming out, and the fact that they were able to do that. Unfortunately, everyone knows about the shrug game, right? They ran into Jordan, and yeah, it's never good when you run into that guy. He's definitely he never lost in the finals, so it's not somebody that you want to meet in the finals, right? But with that being said, guys, if you liked today's video, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd posterize that like button. And if you enjoy those legends of the game, I would recommend subscribing to the channel. And in the comments below, guys, let me know a legend you'd like to see me do a build on. I love doing these builds for you guys. And just again, I want to thank Jordan Fleming for requesting this build. And if you've never seen Jerome Kersey play, guys, go check out his highlights. You will not be disappointed. And with that being said, have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. Have a good one.